Good evening. Welcome. And
Whew.
tonight is a different night. Um, Usually we do our review show on Monday nights, but we had to change the day. And tonight we will be doing our review show. And as you guys know, the
You was about to say the Shaw?
no. Raising Kanan season 4, episode 6, review recap show. Dwayne's not unfortunately, for people that have the religious belief like Dwayne have, this is Holy Week, so today is Palm Sunday. So this is why Dwayne is not with us right now. He was trying to be here, but he got tied up. So with that, Keisha and myself are here, and we're going to talk about this episode. Who, um, from the consensus, we all like this episode. Um, I
Yes.
think I think one of the things why we like the episode, number one, is the actor who plays Unique, Joey Badass. He he basically made his re-entrance back into the series and not in the shadows. Going to see him get his clothes, going to see him get his jewelry. Unique made a statement. He's back, as he would say. The ending scene with Rock eating with him eating the butter pecan, which was Rock's favorite. And knowing the historical thing with black people and butter pecan ice cream, it's very interesting, and it was a really good scene and a really good episode. I actually liked the beginning of the episode where basically you could see that they left off where they left off episode 5, where we were having Famous's services, and everybody Famous touched all of them differently, and I really enjoyed the episode. So what's up, Keith?
I also enjoyed the episode. I feel like we're getting Lulu and Unique back.
Mm,
Lulu had that hint of danger,
hmm
which has been missing. I really haven't been liking what they did with the Lulu character. Um, but I feel like going forward, him and that rapper is probably going to mix it up or get into it. So I appreciated that. Kane is still soft. Jukebox. I mean, I think he made the right decision. At the basketball court or the playground, but Jukebox was ready to lay everybody down. So I guess you're starting to see the tide turning with her.
So it should be
Um,
raising Juke right now.
yeah, so, I like Lulu back with the mother. Like she's the worst mother in the Power universe, and that's really hard to be. Um, but I like Lulu was really honest on some. He ain't gonna have no problem because of her. He wouldn't be able to live with it. Like your children are addicts. Why would you even try to put that on them? But I ain't getting into that. Marvin trying to talk Juke not to be like him.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
I, I like that. I mean, I
I
think it was
love
a
those.
well-rounded episode.
Dwayne gave me the heads up on that scene, and I just think they're really and we, anybody that's watching, anybody that support what we do, we give our honest opinion. And I have to be honest, when you show scenes like that with Marvin and Juke, you show a different side of Marvin as an actor. You show a
Mhm,
different, give us some more character reference. Marvin has a heart. Marvin is someone who is beat down from life. You got your mother telling you you're sorry,
mhm,
and he's getting back on his feet, giving him purpose. His purpose is the muscle. And even though as slight as that may be, that's Marvin feeling like that's his purpose. And he doesn't want that for his daughter. Which is interesting. Like, hurting somebody with a weapon, telling her like, look, it changes you. And you could clearly see after she got her first kill, it doesn't affect her no more. She has become numb to everything. And we would have thought that this happened when her friend OD'd, but that really wasn't the traumatic event. The traumatic event was really her basically saving her father's life, taking another life. So I thought that was awesome. I thought the whole issue with Kanan and his girlfriend, I think his girlfriend is trying to be the calming force, so you could kind of see where she may get hurt in the
Right.
because she's not really with the street shit. She's trying to show Kanan, in spite of what he's doing, that there is better ways to go about doing stuff. And I think that's really 90-ish. That really fits the times because you had girls back then that may have accepted your lifestyle, but they still was trying to be a, a good mind for you and show you a better way of going about it. Because the reality is that Canaan didn't come from bad environment, and they're trying to show us a picture of Canaan of why he wants so bad, and it really doesn't. For those of us that understand that period of time, it doesn't make much sense. But you see that his whole structure of trust got blown out the window when she lied to him about his father. And I just think,
She just been lying to him his
period.
whole
Yeah,
yeah, period. And
right.
then sometimes when you show children too much,
Yeah.
this is the product that you get.
And I definitely appreciated Lou. I think Lou is awesome. He's doing an awesome job with his acting. I think we need this side of Lou. I still find it ironic that he owns a bar and he's trying to be as a recovering alcoholic. And
Hmm.
I love the scene where he had the drink in his hand and he contemplated and he called the only person that he feels as though really know him, and she
Hmm.
stopped him from drinking because having those inner demons, I think, is good for giving us context of the dysfunction from the mother trying to get both her boys to help her kill herself. Rock, like even the mother describing Rock feeling the burden of responsibility to hold everybody down. So everybody's fighting their own little demons, and then collectively, it gives us this awesome last couple episodes, in my opinion.
Yeah, I really liked the episode. I felt like it was well put together. I feel like some of the other episodes have not been well put together. They kind of
Yeah.
been all over the place, but this one I kind of enjoy from beginning to end. Um, Now I don't understand what's up with Lil Man.
That's a weird
Um,
situation. Now, little man them basically lied or got these other guys to lie. Um, what's Kanan's response going to be? Because we're seeing a side of Kanan that he's trying to use his street smarts to be like, hold up, I could have been getting battery packed to do this kill. Like, why is he trying to throw me off the scent? Um, I'm glad that they didn't do it, but I want to see what goes forward because little man, if even if he said that Unique was back and threatening him, why he didn't just say nothing to Kanan? Why
right.
does he fear Unique or whoever he think Unique is? Why he's not saying nothing? Which I find to be interesting. But it really
I mean, and I don't think them boys did anything to Famous. Um so but I don't think Unique did anything to Famous either. So this is going down a whole new, rabbit hole. It may have been the police, I guess, but does that really make sense? Police the only police that it makes sense who would have killed Famous is Kanan's father.
well, I like that they gave us that backdrop. It is more of not the major plot of the show right now, but
Hmm.
it is got us worrying about theories. See, these are the good theories that I think is good for TV. Is that they got us worrying about who killed Famous,
Hmm.
and more so everybody's a suspect because Kanan don't really trust nobody. He so deep down inside, I think he think his mother has something to do with it, and
Right. Well,
he
he
knows
know it ain't
how.
Lulu.
Yeah, and he knows how she has tried to manipulate him and give him a misdirection. So he's being very cautious with how he
Right. He know it's not Lulu, right?
Yeah,
Because anyway, Lulu was probably in rehab.
yeah.
Um, I don't think it was Marvin. See, I think Marvin pulls the older brother card more than they show. And that's why she was going to get Lulu to do certain stuff.
Hmm.
So I don't think it's Marvin either. Now, did Rock do it on her own? Doubt it. But you never know.
Yeah, it's and that is the intrigue. I mean,
But then she up there with her mother because how you feed this boy, he's staying at your house. That's almost like your second child. And you put him
exactly.
down.
I mean,
So
like you said, he was always at the dinners. He was invited to the family only dinners.
Famous was in like the first episode.
Yeah,
So at the dinner.
at the dinner.
Hmm.
And you saw Kanan's reaction of how he took it. I mean, I hope that they continue to give us some intrigue with who killed him. And
The little guy is not a bad actor. He did a good job with that crying scene to me. It's just the accent that I'm struggling with.
yeah, well, the crying scene he showed he can act.
Yeah.
It's the mother, as I always say, the way he says mother. He's trying to talk like an individual who has a bullet in his jaw. So, of course, it would be hard. But it's just
But he
like,
didn't have a bullet in his jaw at your age.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't have to you could have just talked regular. I feel like I'm talking like him.
I do like unique feeling though. He got a squad. I mean, shout out to Trenton. They went down Trenton, got him a little team. But I thought that was a
Current Endo, really? That's where they was going.
I mean, you threw a twist. I mean, even when he said when he went to what you call it, and he said about Jersey, he said Jersey is like the little stepbrother to New York. I think that has a backdrop to it. It was interesting. I do think the Chinese aspect. I think they would have cut their losses after the murder. I think the Chinese just wouldn't have deal with it. I think the way that Rock. This is the one issue that I have with Rock. She talks like she's in the position of, as we would say, power. And the reality is that Rock is basically shit out of luck.
I mean, because it's only her and her brothers. Who's their team?
Yeah,
They had more of a team in the beginning of the series. Who's her soldiers? And I think that it's an untruth because Chinese mafia is still big.
hmm,
And they would have went to each other. They would have started paying the Chinese to get rid of Rock.
yeah, yeah. She'd have been. She would have been, for lack of better words, in the way.
Right. And they don't mind going up against the Italians
Yeah, it
because
would have
they
been like really. It would have been the enemy of the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
right,
Like at a certain point, they would have been like, "Look, she's bringing too much attention to what we're all doing. We're
right.
trying to."
Too much heat.
Yeah, and like he said to her, like he said to Unique, no dead bodies, no heat. Like and in reality, I know we talking about a show, but when you talk about a show, you talk about a period of time. It's really not a lot of quote unquote murders like they make it seem to be. They make it seem because anybody that was in that type of business that we know of knows that murders bring heat and unwanted attention. Nobody really wants that.
Not really though. Like in the 90s, like not the late 80s, 90s, not like that. Because even when the mafia they doing their murders, you don't find the bodies and different stuff like that.
Yeah.
They still probably finding bodies. Um. So, but yeah, like I said, I have no complaints about the episode. I didn't even just turn it right off. I even watched the little previews. I ain't been doing that the whole season. Um, so I'm excited to see what happens next week.
Mm. You and me both. I mean, like I said, It's a weird thing that what they did is the first 4 episodes was uh going forward. The last few episodes have been a whole lot better.
And how many
And
episodes in total?
10.
Okay.
And how they're fanning out and how they fanning out to be, it's like, wow, these last 2 episodes have been really good. So now we already know it's been about 3 episodes since we saw Snap and Pop. So they're gonna pop up again.
Right.
And it's gonna be game time. Episode 7 or 8, we all know is when people usually die in those episodes. So where are they gonna go? So now it's gonna be who's gonna get up out of there. So I look
My
forward
money's
to it.
on that rapper.
Well, we see that the rapper is basically plotting to set Lou up,
Mm-hmm.
which I find crazy that he would do that, knowing how Lou saved his life. He was in jail stinging, but this is hey, streets got to eat, right?
But this is my thing. I find it ironic that you would just go after Lou because he has to have a reputation. Like, even if you're not doing anything anymore, your reputation still precedes you.
Mm-hmm. So why the rapper wouldn't know
Yeah,
what type of
you
dude
would
he
have did
was?
better robbing a Jewish man.
Yeah.
Because he's still aware of his surroundings. Like, what you think?
Of course, of course. But we how we do, Keisha. I mean, we I think outside of that, they really are shoring up some of these subplots. I think that the whole two, what is it, 2 or 3 storylines in this one episode were the whole episode. I'm glad they didn't do a whole bunch of storylines all over the place. Basically, famous, unique, and basically famous, unique, and that was it.
In the
This
drug
is the
trade.
and the drug trade. I mean, they didn't focus on the cops and all this other stuff and go veer
Thank
off.
God. I'm sick of the power universe and the police.
Well, I think they do that to keep it, as we would say, of a sense of a small sense of reality. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's reality, but sometimes you could have a little run and no police interaction.
Yeah.
You don't even know you on their radar, but in the power universe, you always on the radar.
Yeah. So those that don't know, when we do our reviews, and I know a lot of people from Facebook had checked in. We appreciate y'all support. Sometimes we'll have our we be on the screen, but sometimes we don't have to be on the screen. We're here and it's a live broadcast. But anyway, what we do with our show is we rate the episode 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest. Keisha, this was an 8.
I'm going 8 too.
This was an 8. This was a really, really good episode. Yo.
We should have got the Wayne's rating, but yeah, I'm going 8 too.
Yeah, this was a really, really good episode.
I had no complaints.
They did their thing. They showed up, showed out. They really did their thing. Supporting game, and I don't know if you're still with us. Tell us your rating on the episode. I know DeMarcus. I know how DeMarcus is. I see you guys in certain shows, and I see that y'all supported a bunch of different channels, which is good. So DeMarcus is probably watching someone else's show, but supporting gaming, you always support us, and I know that you was in the chat earlier. Tell us what you think. But Keisha, I look forward to
the next episode. Yeah. And I'm happy to say that because I haven't been looking forward towards anything. It's been trash. I mean, for lack of a better.
Yeah, it's been rough. It's been rough. They really did
They
their
stepped
thing.
it up the last 2 episodes. I can definitely and I don't feel like my expectation was low, and this was a good episode. I felt like
Well,
this was
after 5,
genuinely
I'm gonna admit, after 4, I lowered my expectation, and 5 and 6 have exceeded my expectation. And when the brothers Sporting Gaming and Demarcus was like, "Nah, this another season. Season 5 is coming." That kind of like set the temper because to me they wasn't wrapping the stories up quick enough. But now
right.
because they are going to do a season 5, I think they're good, and they doing this season well, and they just hopefully they wrap up the whole unique rock thing because this can't carry again. It already carried the first season. Now they done double back and got them
I
beefing
liked
again.
it when they was on the same side. I thought they could have been a power couple.
Yeah. And then even with that, with her reaction of seeing Unique, we have to be mindful that she was pregnant with his baby. So she may be having regrets of getting rid of his baby and then realizing that he's alive.
Right.
So he's under the perception that she sabotaged him to take his empire. Uh she's under the impression that she didn't know he
And
was alive.
so this is what I want to know. Is she going to be soft enough to explain that she didn't do that? Or is she going to be street?
Either one. I think she's going to realize that he's been the one coming at her. So she may react a different way. And I think he's going to react a different way. If she reacts soft, he may be like, "No, you was trying to sabotage me. You've been sabotaging me the whole while. You wanted me out of there." Um, he didn't look at Ron. What's funny is he didn't look at his brother as just the op by himself. He really thought this whole time that Rock was working it on him.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that these two people have different perspectives about what we know and what's going on.
Well,
And now,
it's always his side, her side, and the truth.
yeah, yeah. So I'll give the writers that on how they double back, and now they're gonna be going at each other's throats. Will she say that she was pregnant? We don't know. I mean, what will his reaction be if she says, "Yeah, I was pregnant," or we don't know. It might not even get to that level of
But
communication.
can I just say he don't give a shit about his baby mother? Excuse me. We all long enough that it ain't gonna be flagged. He
I
still
mean,
ain't been there.
I would have thought because he said he's back, he would have been like, "Let me go there first, let her know."
Uh-huh.
So supporting gaming think Unique is gonna crash out. I don't know. I mean, how they write it is they are supposed to both crash out and be at each other's throat, but at the end of the day, Unique got up in that house. So basically, if he really wanted to harm Rock, he could have touched her as soon as she came in the house. She was not expecting him, and she was definitely not expecting nobody in the house. And she was surprised. So that was a good, as they say, ending of that episode. So,
Cliffhanger.
so I hope going forward, if they're not going to be on this kumbaya and make up, and people be like, "Oh, it's over." No, don't do it like that. Don't do that to the fans. Have the fans like intrigued, because like you said, Keisha, Rock is not in a position to really go to war with Unique. Neither one of them got enough soldiers. Like they had more soldiers in season 1 than they got now.
They had soldiers.
Yeah,
She's
they argued.
thinking. They
They
both
argued.
thinking.
They argued over corners. Now they basically scrapping up plates, looking for uh people and connects or whatever. Imagine the next episode. It starts with Rock and Unique having a sex scene. Uh, I'll say this: supporting gaming. If they open up with that, I will be shocked. Shocked that the writers could have gave us more, or just shocked that they would go that far so quickly. They need to keep it going, keep this
Yeah, I
momentum
think
going.
that's low vibrational, and I think Unique is too upset for that.
Yeah, and we still haven't seen the rage that they say that Unique is supposed to have. Where's this unmitigated rage that he's gonna support and gaming? Let us know your rating for this episode. So with that, Keisha, uh I'm really looking forward until episode 7. I want to see what it brings and what they decide to where they decide to go. Rock will be okay. Rock will be okay. Pappy and missed you. Support and gave it a 9.5. Keisha, that's a good rating. That's a
Yeah,
good rating. I mean, a 10 being must see TV, knock it out the park. So you were right there.
yeah. I mean that's consistent for how they rate how he rates.
I have a prediction for the next episode
What's that?
That Juke is gonna kill somebody.
Oh yeah, she itching. She
She's
itching.
she's she's yeah
She
she's
itching for
itching to
her
take
next one.
yeah she's itching to take somebody up out of here,
Mm.
and I look forward to it. But we don't like to keep the show going once we get out everything. You have any final thoughts, Keisha?
No, I'm excited for the next episode.
Supporting Gaming got a question. I will let you answer, Keisha. You think the cops kill Famous?
I don't know. I don't understand why the cops were the only. What was Kanan's father name? Carter.
Yeah,
That's the only cop that I would
yeah.
say
I think
had a reason to kill Famous.
if they introduced that angle, which is quite possible because they put it out there, they would have to say it was Carter.
Yeah, that's the
Um,
only person that I would think.
I do think Famous's mother is going to be seen again. I think Famous's mother has she basically didn't want to hear what the cops said, but I think once she calms down, she may think that Kanan or Rock had something to do with her baby getting killed. So I think that's gonna speak about another
But
thing.
that she trash. You had him tell on them people and let them pay for the funeral.
Yeah,
That's trash.
that part. But
Yeah.
again, listen, we're gonna close out right now until further notice. We're gonna do our show, this particular show, every Sunday, 8 p.m. Until otherwise, we appreciate you guys in the chat. Those who watch it on the replay, remember to like, share, subscribe. That's the best way to support the channel. And with that, y'all have a great night and talk to you soon.
Good night.